Yeah.
You fooled me too.
Well,
Good job.
Good old April Fools. I love it. You're such a good actor. You're a great actor.
What could I say?
Yeah.
You know, I act like I know what I'm doing on the air with Bob Miller. I act like I know what I'm doing with you on Good Morning Frederick every morning.
That's right. That's right. Well, we love that so much. Yeah, look, I appreciate you guys so much. You do add a great component to the show, and it's really a lot of fun to hang out with you. Somebody's calling me right now.
Another interruption? We just got interrupted a little while ago by the police. Now we're getting interrupted again.
Someone's calling me.
I do love it, Danny. Look, it's when you do it, when you're in this industry, whether it be radio, hosting a show, you know how it is. The host and hostess, if they get along, if they truly like each other, they're going to click. Me and Bob think very highly of you. Of course, me and Bob get along great.
Yeah.
And congratulations for this whole year. I mean,
thank you.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind when you were going to start this process. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that you would succeed. I know you again. I've said it before in history, we worked together in the past at the other radio station.
Yes.
I saw your drive while you were over there. When you were my supervisor, I saw how hard you worked, and you wanted the same thing from us because well, you were working hard.
Yeah.
And then you're doing this. Now you're with us over at WFMD, and I think one of the best things for Christmas Cash for Kids is the fact that you're with us because you have these amazing ideas. When we're sitting there in meetings, you know, everybody's talking. Dani's kind of like looking into space, but she's thinking. And her head's like, what can I do to make this better? All of a sudden, ideas just pop out of her head.
Yeah. Well, Christmas Cash for Kids is a big deal. It's full circle for me. I worked at Z104 back in the 80s, and that Christmas Cash for Kids lived there. Of course, Z104 was taken over by a Washington, D.C. signal. And I believe that's when, did Bob bring it over to WFMD?
He did. Bob actually brought it over to WFMD. And it's really cool because our mutual friend, legend over in Frederick, Kemosabe Joe.
Kemosabe Joe,
was
that's
also
right.
involved with it. And I worked with Kemosabe Joe at another radio station. And to be able to be part of this Frederick history, from it going from Kemosabe Joe to my good friend Bob Miller, and now for me being a part of it, it's better to work with you and Bob Miller. It's the coolest thing. I've done some cool things in radio, but nothing like Christmas Cash for Kids.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, when you do it for the kids, now you know that it's going to be successful. So, Chris is not
That's me,
18 anymore.
No, far from it.
Yeah.
Although I do act like I'm 15 years old sometimes, but
You do. You are not a movie buff at all.
No, hate movies. I am just buff, by the way. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Throw it out there. Ash is looking at me like, seriously, do we have to invite this nut over here for this? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So we had a conversation a couple months ago, and I said, hey, I need to get you a list of iconic movies that we actually, Ash and I started for our son during the pandemic. We said, you know, I think he was 17 at the time. And I said, there are some movies you have to watch because there are so many references to our movies that you're not going to understand the context unless you watch them. So we made him a list. We made you a list. I said, hey, here's the list. But then it exploded. It's now like 250 different movies. And then you've added a couple that weren't on the original list. But we are challenging you. For every movie you watch, I originally said, I'll pay you $1, and that will go to Christmas Cash for Kids. But then some of our colleagues, Bob Miller, Drew, who else? Mike Banks, have also said they'll kick in $1. So every movie you watch, you actually get, what, $5? $4?
$4 right now, and with every baseball movie I watch, it's an extra, I think it's $5.
Right.
Extra.
So our friends, Rick Wilson from Frederick American Little League, said any baseball movie you watch, they're going to kick in $5, which means you make $9 on those movies.
Correct.
And speaking of Frederick American, we talked about this yesterday. Their girls softball, so it's I think it's Frederick Girls Softball is how you can look them up online. They need 2 rec players for their softball leagues, and I think it's 8, 9, 10-year-olds. So if you've got an 8, 9, or 10-year-old daughter who wants to play softball, they wear cool, hot pink and black. That's all that matters is what the uniforms look like. But you can reach out to Rick Wilson for that. So they kicked in an additional $5. So you have started watching. You try to watch 2 movies a week.
Right. So
And
I'm at a little over $100 right
very
now.
good.
So we started this at literally the first week
Yeah.
of January, and Bob likes to make fun of me because I watched the movie I absolutely hated, Shawshank Redemption. It's one of the worst movies out. Listen, if I'm gonna watch Ashley's looking at me like we gotta get rid of this guy.
I know.
If I'm gonna watch a jail movie, I want to see fights. I want to see some type of violence, not the girlfriends or something. Anyway.
So we have discovered the intellectual movies are not Chris's favorites, but you have found some you liked.
I did. I really liked Bad Boys was great. And let me tell you something for all you guys out there. If you're thinking about doing something that you shouldn't be doing to your wife or girlfriend, you shouldn't be doing that. You have to watch one of the freakiest movies about cheating on your spouse ever.
Fatal Attraction.
It'll make you rethink your decision. Actually, look, I will say it actually brought me and my wife together because she's always been wanting to get me to watch movies. I do it now. We're just waiting for a double date with you and Ash.
That's right. We're going to do it. We are going to do it. We're going to go to Warehouse Cinemas and we're going to watch some good movies.
It's for a great cause. Another great idea you had benefiting Christmas Cash for Kids.
Yeah. So, speaking of, coming up May 14th.
Yes.
You can actually come with us to Warehouse Cinemas and see The Never-Ending Story. You can watch the movie with Chris. We can get his immediate feedback. It's $20 a ticket. You get your popcorn and soda is included. Of course, all of the money goes to Christmas Cash for Kids for that. And we're going to have the link up very soon, both on Good Morning Frederick and on WFMD's social media. So we'll be able to sit with you and watch your reaction live and in person.
Danny forgot to add, if you're sitting next to me, keep your hands out of my popcorn. And for crying out loud, don't drink my soda. I'm going to have my name on there.
At Warehouse Cinemas, you don't have to worry about it because it's free refills on both. So.
But still, I don't want somebody's lips all over my straw. I mean, or somebody's hands in my popcorn. I'm sorry, Ash. I don't bring a lot of class to the show. But
yeah, exactly, because the seats are so comfortable.
Real quick question. You said there were donuts over here?
Yeah.
Okay. I parked over in the garage over there. Got a contact high, so I'm really hungry.
You go get some. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much.
On Good Morning Frederick.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes, go get some donuts and some fruit, maybe.